just doesn't work without music. It's very I don't know. I feel like we're missing a pizzazz.
It's okay. You can do a Taichi for the next episode, and you can sing us in.
I can't even. He has such a beautiful voice of an angel. Voice of an angel.
And he's pretty fucking good in the ring as well, man. That match with Sonata. Woo.
Yeah, I'd say so. Welcome to Fightful Overbooked. Overbooked. What's wrong with me?
We're creating our own website.
I had a very exciting Sunday yesterday. So I worked and then I got to enjoy most of the football. And it was full of adult beverages and pizza pie. So
you're feeling the effects now.
No, I feel pretty good. I just I don't know. I'm a tit. I don't know what to tell you. Well, it's Fightful Overbooked, New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Bread Club, Ciaran from Wrestling, myself, Matt from the Shining Wizard Wrestling Podcast. We're back to talk all things New Japan Pro Wrestling and preview the November 5th Battle Autumn show. Now, Ciaran, as we were wrapping up episode 8,
yeah,
the news that Karl Anderson was and Luke Gallows were possibly on their way back to the WWE. And then that very night,
4 hours later after we finished recording, maybe,
the Good Brothers showed up on WWE TV. And since then, it's like a roller coaster at your favorite amusement park.
Or is it a roller coaster at your least favorite amusement park?
I hate roller coasters. They scare the shit out of me. So when I get on a roller coaster, I usually curse the person I'm with the whole ride. And then like someone with like an 8-year-old in front of me is like, was that necessary? And I'm like, I'm a pussy. Your 8-year-old is braver than me. I don't know why I ever agree to go on roller coasters. But man, it's
weird.
Nuts.
It is a weird clusterfuck. Like, is it a work? Is it a shoot? What's going on? Is he going to be in Osaka? He's in Saudi Arabia. There's videos. There's tweets from the president. I think my opinion's more on the negative side. What about you?
Oh man, I've been very high on this. I think the idea, because there's a Triple H WWE vehicle now, and I feel like he can't right the wrongs of Vince McMahon and and Nick Khan, not Nick Khan, and John Laurinaitis and Kevin Dunn and everybody else that has fucked people's lives up for the last 15 years. Not saying WWE does all bad stuff, but they've made some pretty questionable decisions in the past. But I think when this first happened 2 weeks ago, I thought this is a great sign. And I think everybody wins if Karl Anderson is working for the WWE and he shows up to fulfill his agreements to work for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And from all indications, that's what we were going to get until they announced this match at Crown Jewel, which is the same day as Battle Autumn. And then Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows doubled down with their Instagram video.
Yeah.
Where he essentially says he's double booked and he won't be defending his title because he doesn't do anything unless he gets paid. Paraphrasing.
The lights are bright. Which, to be fair, bright lights is a good gimmick for, like, it fits him to a T.
I thought when he said that, then I thought, well, that's got to be Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what. So I was always of the opinion, before this WWE shit. Obviously, Karl Anderson beats Hikuleo. They do Tamatonga Karl Anderson at Wrestle Kingdom again. Tamatonga gets his title back. Big moment in the Tokyo Dome. He deserves that because he's been on such a tremendous run as a singles wrestler. Everyone's happy. Karl gets a little run with the title, brings in some eyes from WWE fans, AEW fans, all that jazz. Now it's such a clusterfuck. Like, there's no way he's not doing Saudi Arabia, right? Like, but there's still, New Japan are specifically saying that in their eyes, the match is still going ahead in Osaka. Obari, the New Japan president, put out a tweet saying he expects everyone who's advertised for the card to be on the card, especially the champions. But obviously, I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of the fact that when it first happened, obviously there's some type of at least agreement between WWE and Karl and New Japan that okay, we want Karl back now. We understand he's your champion. We're cool with that. We'll let him do what he needs to do to run out to finish up with you guys, but we want him now. Like, that's a big step from WWE to allow something like that. You know, so
Agreed.
that's awesome. But then since then, it's kind of gone downhill for me because now it's like this muddy bullshit of is it a work, is it a shoot? Maybe it started as a shoot and now it's definitely a work because of the video he put out with Luke Gallows and stuff. But I don't, I'm not a fan of it. Like, he's obviously, I think he's now just going to hold the title hostage until Wrestle Kingdom. But then, like, poor Hikuleo, like, misses out on this big match.
Yeah, and Hikuleo's been pretty vocal. I mean, he's worked it into his post-match comments. The other thing, if you recall, Karl Anderson had a huge problem when he was with the WWE about going to Saudi Arabia. Right? He was there and they got held up, right?
Money talks, doesn't it? Clearly, fucking hell. Like, everyone goes to Saudi Arabia at some point, even Shawn fucking Michaels. So
I guess so. It's definitely
it's all like, you know, I'm seeing obviously it's funny to take the piss and meme and stuff because he did put out like, I'm never going back, like, you know, people were finding the old tweets and stuff like that. Like, it's fun to have a laugh and a joke and everything, but if anyone's being serious, like, if you got a dump truck of money pulled up to your house to go and do a day's work where you got flown to Saudi Arabia, you had to wrestle for 15 minutes and you made hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, fuck yeah, you know. He makes the joke of he wants that if he needs the second pool, he'll go back, and he evidently wants another pool.
Yeah, it's interesting. And look, I mean, maybe it is all, you know, even getting the president to come out and be upset, like, if it all leads to him defending the title at Wrestle Kingdom, I mean, Karl Anderson has a way with the internet where he could definitely work up some people into a froth to the point that maybe they end up, you know, helping out New Japan and ordering, you know, this Wrestle Kingdom at the beginning of next year in January, just to see, you know, a WWE contracted wrestler work Wrestle Kingdom, which would be something I didn't think we'd ever be talking about in 2022 and 2023.
No, it is that for that it's cool. It's just like I said, at first it was really cool because like, he's gonna get to work his dates. I don't think anyone thought he was ever gonna be done. Even when that happened, that he would then necessarily drop the title to Hikuleo and he'd bugger off. That there was always going to be a bit more to it. And Wrestle Kingdom's the obvious endpoint for this story, and that's really cool. But I just, the way it's all been handled as such, like, I'm not a fan of this Osaka stuff. Like, is the match not going to happen because he's in Saudi Arabia, but they're still going to advertise it? Like, I am very curious, though, I have to say, to how they're going to handle it on the day. If they go ahead with the match, they're going to keep on saying the match is going to happen. Like, on the day, does Hikuleo make his entrance, then Karl Anderson's music plays and he doesn't come out, and then they just, you know, someone else walks out in his place, takes his spot, Hikuleo wrestles someone else. I am interested how they're going to play it on the day.
Yeah, it'll be something to look forward to on November 5th. I think New Japan does a pretty good job too of if there is a change. You know, we saw it with Kushida and his foot and mouth disease. They kind of, you know, they wait till the last possible second when someone pops a COVID test or someone's sick. They're pretty proactive in taking them off and replacing them and changing the card around. So, so I would hate that to see Battle Autumn Day arrive and that scenario that you just played out happen, because that'd be like, it'd be for what, a couple more people to click over, you know, like. He's not a magician. He can't be two places at once. I don't know what the time difference is between Saudi Arabia.
I don't think it's possible. I think I don't know if the time difference is anything major, but I think it's a long old flight. Like, he could never do both. I'm sure fans have done the math, but I'm pretty confident he can't. Like, even if he was in the opening match of Saudi Arabia and then in the closing match of Battle Autumn, I don't think it's anything that's possible. But I mean, at least, you know, when you look at the card so far, it's the weakest match on the card.
Yeah, no, I say so, and it's pretty stacked card. We're pretty. We got some exciting things that we talked about. Aussie Open's going to be there, so that's super exciting. The juniors are the four that are squaring off in the Wrestle Kingdom 4-way match will be in some sort of tag team match with each other.
Yeah, the backstage comments are pretty funny about that. Like Hiromu just keeps on interrupting the other three's backstage comments and being like, "Oh, we should team up," and they were like, "No, I don't want to team with you. This is a stupid idea. Like, we're gonna be opponents at Wrestle Kingdom. Why did you make this idea up? No one wants to do this other than you." And then he like, so he does that to Desperado, and then he goes to Ishimori the next day, and Ishimori's like, "No, go away." And then Desperado's like, "No, go away" the next day. Like, no one wants to team with him, but he's so eager to team with all of them. Um, it's interesting. Like that's gonna be quite fun. Since I've started watching New Japan like as my main promotion, they've never done anything like this as far as I can remember. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they played it out in the match, because if Desperado and Hiromu team up, but they're not gonna necessarily want to tag each other in, they're gonna be attacking each other as well as trying to win the match, It should make for some fun interactions.
Yeah, and NJPW 1972 does at the moment have Despy and Hiromu as a team against Wado and Ishimori.
Yeah, I think they're like drawing on the day or something like that.
Oh,
Like,
cool. All right.
yeah, like they don't know what the team are. It's just that there's going to be some type of combination. Is the whole thing that that's why they've dubbed it the incredible tag match.
Incredible tag match. So we talked about it last episode. We have our TV title.
Mm-hmm.
Something I saw in the description, and I don't know if it's been made clear or how they would do this, but obviously it's going to be a 15-minute time limit. There are no buys. If a match goes 15 minutes, decisions will be made via a coin toss.
Aren't you just I really hope they do a coin toss. Come on. When are we going to get to see a coin toss in a New Japan Professional Wrestling ring again?
I would be. I don't know how I would feel. All right, so let's just say, right?
I mean,
right? This week in 2 days, Ishii and Ren Narita, they're gonna go at it. First round matchup. They go 15 minutes.
I'm so excited for that match, dude.
And it's a fucking battle, and it's
awesome. It is gonna be a battle. I'm so excited for that match, man.
And then it comes down to a fucking coin flip.
I mean, they're not. I don't think they're gonna do an issue. They won't do that to the fans. It's a cheering crowd as well Wednesday for Ishii and Narita. Jesus, and it's Korakuen Hall. That's got like match of the year contender all over it. Like fucking hell. But yeah, no, like for Okan and Yano, I'd be okay with a coin flip. Like Yano just does everything he can to avoid Okan. He gets to a coin flip, and then it's down to pot luck.
Now, look, I am against the coin flip, right, in any situation. But as I was going through this, going, oh, what if they go to a draw and they flip a coin? I guess it's like if let's say Ren Narita and Ishii go to a draw, and Narita wins the coin flip, and then he wins the tournament. Well, that Big Tom's right there, right? He's like, you didn't beat me, buddy, and I'm up first. I guess I just don't want to see a coin flip. And you know what else was?
I doubt we will.
You know what else bothered me? They were like, this is going to be a tournament to highlight the faster, younger. And then they announced the brackets.
Yano.
Evil. Hiroki Goto. And I love Hiroki Goto, but he's not a young guy. They're not
young, not sprightly, not fast, though.
like Ren Narita. Give me
that's what the fact that they did say that it's going to be Tyler, the younger talent, the fast, have a quick style and everything, does make me think that Ren Narita we're in with every chance of making the final, if not winning becoming the inaugural champion.
I think he's got a good. I mean, it's not an easy path. He's gonna have to go, but maybe I don't know. He faces the winner of the Yano Great Okan match.
Yeah, and unfortunately that could go away, but you hope Great Okan wins that one.
I hope so.
But they can really they dependents, so many young lions have come back and then they've had these great returns. Master Watto is the only one that unfortunately didn't for the past few years because, the obvious one is Jay White that comes in, attacks Tanahashi and is in the Wrestle Kingdom match straight away. Hiromu had a big old return as well. He got teased as, the time bomb for months and we all thought it was fucking going to be Ryback because he had just left WWE. Jesus Christ.
Thank God.
I know. And there's obviously loads of other guys that have come back that in the recent years that I'm not remembering. But Brendan is the guy, first one back from this batch that we are all adamant are going to be fucking mega stars. Like they could all in their own right, and also unique. You know, Ren Narita, Yuya, Shota, Suji. Yeah, it's kind of. I think, you know, dude. There's they called him the son of strong style, man. Like, there's all they got to be going in on Narita, and you know, there's no bigger thing for him to do than win this tournament.
I hope not. Let's see what he's got set up here. So he's gonna face the semifinals. He's gonna face either Kenta or Sonata.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like as well, yeah. So, you know, he guys the son of strong style. You know, he's obviously like this, looks literally like a second coming of Shibata. So you do him versus Ishii. Of course, they've got so much history over the Never title. Do him versus Kenta. Again, the story writes itself there of him and Shibata. And then in the final, you do like Ren versus like Zack Sabre Jr. And again, so much history between Shibata and Zack Sabre Jr. And you've got Ren Narita like really just being Shibata 2.0 in the best possible way, though. This is me fantasy booking too much.
No, I like it. I love it. I love it. That left side of the bracket, do you think it's Zack Sabre's to win?
I hope so. Like, if you could pick any, like, you know, if you could make your own final there for a Wrestle Kingdom match, I'm making Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ren Narita as the match I most want to see.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I don't like the other half of it seems like it's all like we got Finley and Kanemaru, which was nice, Zayn and Zack Sabre Jr., and then this weird like Haas, like evil Hanare, Cobb, and Yoshihashi. And how is Yoshihashi? I can't. He's beating fucking Jeff Cobb. Are we serious here, people?
No, it's okay. The way he won and everything as well. It was a great match, and Cobb has beaten him at every turn. So when the guy gets that one win back every so often, you can't be too upset.
You setting your DVR for Yoshi Evil?
Jesus, you say that Yoshihashi has been like Evil's best opponent in this House of Torture stuff.
Fucking don't get me started with the House of Torture.
We won't get started on the House of Torture. But yeah, no, like a Battle Autumn as well. You still got the two other matches we didn't touch on. You got the junior tag titles are on the line. Titan and Bushi versus TJP and Francesco Akira. I think that's an interesting one, right? Because usually you put the title on the new fresh guy, like they've done it with Francesco Akira and TJP. But did they drop it at the second defense to the new team of Titan and Bushi?
I hope not.
I hope not as well.
I'm not ready for us to be dropping titles here already.
Yeah, I would like a good run from TJP and Francesco Akira. I feel like they've got a little, they got a spark and sizzle. There's really something about them in that tag division.
Yeah, and I mean it lends credence to the United Empire too. Like we're the Never Open strong tag title champions, and we're the IWGP Junior, and Ospreay's the US champ. Like, come on.
But does Ospreay leave Battle Autumn as the US champ? This one you cannot fucking call, man. Like it's so it can go either way. Like, and I wouldn't have complaints either way. I like the idea of Ospreay holding on to it and just, like, you know, really solidifying the US title, because it's had a cursed couple of years between the pandemic and injuries and Moxley and Matt being bored of it so much that he has to yawn because he's fed up with the US title. And
I know, too many. Too old to be fucking staying up for 19 hours.
But I think there's been like a bunch of zero defenses and stuff. Like, obviously Juice Robinson, Sonata won it and Sonata got injured. Juice Robinson won it and he had to, you know, he had an illness of some kind. And then, you know, Tanahashi won it, but he dropped it straight back. And now Ospreay's had it and he's got a couple of defenses under his belt. I like Ospreay having a solid run with this title, holding it for a good while, racking up some more defenses. But it's fucking Tetsuya Naito, man. Like, Tetsuya Naito winning it and going into Wrestle Kingdom, you can't argue against that.
I think it's a win-win on both fronts. You know, you can't go wrong. It's just who's next then? Like, what's the next chapter? And look, I'm with you on this. I just pulled up the U.S. title lineage. Kenny Omega, first champion, 1 reign. Jay White, 1 reign. Juice, 1 reign. Cody, 1 reign. Juice gets it back. And he has a couple. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was reading this wrong because I'm an idiot. Juice, no defenses. Cody, no defenses. Moxley, no defenses because of the typhoon. Moxley from 2020 Wrestle Kingdom 14 to AEW Fighter Fest, he defended it 5 times, and that's the most the championship has ever been defended. Kenta, no defenses. Tanahashi, no defenses. Sonata, no defenses. Hurt. Tanahashi again, no defenses. Juice, no defenses. Appendicitis. So Ospreay's got 2 defenses.
I think that was 5 no defenses in a row until we got to Ospreay.
You are correct, sir.
Like, that's absurd. Like, that's why I and Ospreay as well, like, you know, he is the workhorse of New Japan, like, without a doubt, traveling the world and everything. He's kind of, it seems he's missing this tour, taking a well-deserved break. But obviously he's going to be back for Battle Autumn. But yeah, no, I think we win either way. And like, I love their G1 match, not as much as everyone else. I felt like they were still holding something back. I was like, this is great, but I know these two guys can do even better. Like, so I imagine maybe they knew at the time, so they kept some stuff in their back pocket. But and this is main eventing surely as well, because the IWGP World Heavyweight titles, of course, isn't on the line. So you've got Naito and Ospreay in a main event in Osaka. Like, they're gonna put on something special.
Yeah, absolutely. November 5th is gonna be a hell of an event.
I've got one for you actually though, because Aussie Open are advertised for that show, but they're not advertised as who they're facing, which is very bizarre. So, you know, but nonetheless, this weekend in New York, they've got the couple of shows for Halloween. Aussie Open are defending their titles against LA Dojo, Kevin Knight, and DKC, but most importantly, Motor City Machine Guns in a triple threat match. I could see Aussie Open dropping the titles. I don't want them to, but it's a really odd trios match, right? It's a really odd triple threat tag team match. Like, why? I love Kevin Knight and the DKC, but it kind of seems like they're there for Motor City Machine Guns to maybe pick up the win over them. Aussie Open don't get defeated. You know, they didn't lose the titles and stuff. They can go away to Japan and have fun and games, and we finally get to see them in Japan. And you've got Motor City Machine Guns as your tag champions. Like, it's kind of win-win-win, but yeah, I'm scared for Aussie Open this weekend.
See, now I see it differently. I see Aussie Open pinning the OKC.
DKC. Show DKC some respect, Matt.
DKC. I'm having a rough go of it today. Kevin, I'm seeing Aussie Open pin Kevin Knight and DKC, and then
Motor City
bragging that that Aussie Open beat them, and Motor City Machine Gun shows up for the tag league.
Oh, or even in fucking Battle Autumn, faces them, then maybe gets the win, and then they all enter World Tag League. I like it. You need to get Gato on the phone.
Please, can I get his phone number?
Pitch it to Gato.
You got a lot of ins over there. You're always hitting me with some gems, and I'm like, fucking Ciaran, man. Come on, Jay White knows who you are.
He does know who I am, but Gato, maybe Gato does. Maybe Gato's like this fucking silly prick posting all my gifs on social media. What a dickhead. But I don't have Gato. I like that though. I like your idea a lot better than what I think is going to happen.
I'm excited. I actually might be able. I won't be able to go into the city for this Friday night because of my work schedule, but I should be able to get home in time to watch it. I might order it on Fight.
It's good. It's a great card. Again, like, I don't know if the full card has been announced, but there's some great the matches there are so far. Like, you've got the return of Clark Connors, you know, friend of wrestling, friend of Shining Wizards as well. You guys had him on not long ago. He's making his return from injury, and he's taking on Minoru Suzuki. Huge singles match.
It's like jump. Don't even stick your feet in the water, bro. Just jump in the deep.
Yeah. And that's an interesting one though, because it's his return from injury. So you want to, you know, get the hype. He gets the big win and stuff, but he is a junior. So unless he's, you know, taking a very sudden step up, or they're going to have a junior pin Suzuki.
He doesn't look like a junior.
He's big, but like, he's a huge person, but like short height, but he's built he's like ripped to shit, man.
Yeah, he's 5'6", 202. I guess he is. I guess he would fall under the junior category.
And then you've got Shingo versus ELP, KOPW. They're having what was the result? It's a street fight.
It's a New York City street fight, yeah, because Shingo wanted to be a "Who's Your Daddy" street fight.
Oh, last daddy standing.
Yeah, last daddy standing. There you go.
Fucking hell.
Jay White's gonna beat the shit out of that big mouth fucking Eddie Kingston.
Oh, you're gonna wind up the AW fans with talking like that.
Give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Me and Eddie Kingston are like the same people. We both don't give a shit.
That's a good one as well. I love when New Japan do the tag matches where the pin guy isn't obvious. Like, usually you've got Gatos in a Bullet Club match, so he's taking the pin, and you've got Gideon Gray in United Empire. But then I love it when you do have the main events and there's 4 guys and they're all the main players and the pinfall isn't so obvious. And that's the case here because
come on, you know who's getting pinned.
Yeah, Okada, obviously.
No. He's the super free agent.
I was about to say you do think Juice Robinson, right? Because he's kind of but it's an interesting match all the same. It's a good card, and I mean that's only how many matches? 1, 2.
We got 4. Yo and Rocky against Sho and Yujiro.
Yeah, I love you, Rocky, but I glanced over that one on purpose. We got 5 matches, so there's more to be announced shortly, and they've got the night before where it's all you don't know who's going to be there, and it's all secret matches, which is exciting. Hopefully New Japan pull some great gems out of the
they're gonna have Stardom women are gonna be
there's Stardom. Yeah, you're right actually. At the very least, like a poster was shown and Mayu Iwatani was on it. So fucking so jealous. And dude, you should work off to go see Mayu Iwatani in person, dude. Just call in sick. I'll call in sick for you. I'll chip in to help you get there. Like, you shouldn't pass up the opportunity to see that woman live, man. I'm anxiously, eagerly awaiting for the day she hopefully comes to the UK again.
Yeah, it's her and Carrie, right? It's the finals.
Her and Kyrie for the IWGP Women's Championship. That's gonna fucking rule, man. Like, I've seen some of their old stuff, but I really hope Mayu wins. Like, she is Stardom, like she totally embodies everything about Stardom. She's their ace. I really want her to be the first champion. But it's like a match that Stardom fans are excited for because Kyrie, like, they're part of the Freedom, the 3 daughters of Stardom, along with Io Shirai. They've had bangers in the past. This is their first meeting, God knows how many years. They've been tag team partners. And yeah, it's like, and obviously Kyrie, it's the smartest possible final, man, as well. Like, because you've got Kyrie's going to bring everyone that's tuning in that's a New Japan fan like yourself will know Kyrie from WWE. People are going to tune in because of WWE as well. And then she's going up against the best women's wrestler in the world, Mayu Iwatani. I love that woman.
It's big stuff. That card is shaping up, right?
Yeah, they announced some stuff a while back, didn't they? Like the pairings, like El Desperado is teaming.
Yeah, Tom Lawler's doing something.
Tom Lawler's with Shuri. I think it might be Tom Lawler and Shuri versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Julia. I might be wrong.
Let's see. Zack Sabre Jr. and Julia against Tom Lawler and Syuri. Yep.
Shuri. Yeah, that's great. Tom Lawler's such a fucking Stardom fan, man. He loves it.
Tanahashi and Utama Hayashishita.
Utami Hayashishita. Yeah. It's okay, dude.
I know nothing about the Stardom women. I know, like, the women's wrestling, like, it's so far past me. If I could find time to catch up, I will.
It's okay. I'm coming in with a save. Utami Hayashishita and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Maika and Hiroki Goto.
You don't want me to butcher these people's names? It's a lot of fun.
If you want to butcher them, go for it.
Wow, Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, El Desperado, and Doki against Taichi, Kanamura, Tam Nakano, Tam.
Yeah, Tam Nakano.
Nasubi.
Natsupoi.
Natsupoi. Those are the only 4 matches.
That'd be fun. I should, when the Stardom stuff's coming up, we should just like put pictures up and like the names, and you have to try pronounce them properly.
Crush it.
Clearly. Yeah, I'm excited for that show, man. Like, it's such a big deal, and that match in particular, like, that would sell me on its own if they hadn't announced anything else, just the Kairi versus Mayu match.
Yeah, and that's
November something?
20th?
November 20th. Yep, you're right. Sunday, November 20th.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, no, that's gonna roll. Yeah. So basically, you make sure you call in sick Friday and send me pictures of my
Friday. I'll do my best. I can't make any promises.
On the TV tournament. I don't know how much you have or haven't watched of the tournament so far, but the standout for me is, like I mentioned it straight away at the top, fucking Taichi and Sonata, man. Wow. Did
Yeah.
you see that match?
Yes, I've watched. Now, look, I'll be completely transparent. Time is not on my side, so I skip all. I've only watched the tournament matches. So I saw Zach and Alex, Finley, Yoshinobu, Yoshihashi, Jeff Cobb, Evil Lanare, Sonata Taichi, Hiroki Goto, Kenta. So I'm all caught up on the tournament matches.
Kenta Goto was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Like Kenta just pouring fucking blood by like totally not by design. But no, Taichi Sonata is the clear standout, man. Like we was recording, I had it on in the background. We was recording Into the Wrestleverse for Wrestling. And fucking Toshiaki Kawada starts walking out, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I couldn't believe that he was there. And then that was amazing because then for the match as well, I was like, Sonata's in his hometown, but Taichi's trainer, Toshiaki Kawada, is on commentary. Like, who the fuck's gonna win this? And they just went full all Japan, like, let's just murder each other. We'll pull out Tiger drivers, we'll pull out Tiger suplexes, we'll pull out Akira Tawai's choke slam that I don't know how to say properly in Japanese. It's got a proper name. And yeah, but I mean, post match, Taichi challenged Kawada.
Dude, what are you doing? I love Taichi, voice of an angel. He pulls out some fucking unbelievable matches. This was like the perfect example. Like this match with Sonata was great. Dude, even at 58 years old, I'm not fucking with Kawada. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Can you imagine if he actually does come back for this one match with Taichi? Like, that's Wrestle Kingdom all over it. Like, I fucking like if you've watched Kawada, I feel like it's impossible to not love him and like him and just appreciate him. He's fucking absolute one of the greatest. But I can't believe Taichi was straight up like, you're not officially retired, right? Like, why don't you fight me? Come on, you bastard. Like, Kawada used to slap Taichi around so much. It's quite funny. There's like lots of old vignettes and packages and stuff of Kawada just bullying Taichi when he was training him. But there's no way the match happens, but a boy can dream.
You seem very confident in that.
I know Kawada's like not the same person he was. Like he's not skinny, but he's bulked down, I suppose. Like, and he's in his older age. When was the last time he wrestled? Like, let me get up his cage match. If he was gonna do it, I like the idea of him doing it for Taichi, considering obviously he trained Taichi. But Kawada hasn't wrestled since August 2010.
Yeah, that was a G1 card. He teamed with Tiger Mask and Tenryu to defeat Riki Choshu, Harada, and Akira Nagami.
Like, 11 years, 12 years even. Jesus, it's 2022 now. 12 years ago, the man hasn't wrestled. 12 years. He runs a little, he's got a little restaurant he runs in Tokyo and stuff. He seemingly, he very seldom shows up for anything wrestling related these days. Which is why it was so cool to see him show up to do commentary for this. But yeah, I can't see that much happening, man.
You don't 50 years, celebrating 50 years of New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Kawada's got very little to do with New Japan. Like, he did beat Sasaki in was it the Tokyo Dome main event? He beat Sasaki and it was a non-title match, and then Kensuke Sasaki was like, okay, I got beaten by this outsider, I'm going to give up the title, I don't deserve this.
October 9th, 2000, I think was that.
Or maybe it's 2000 sounds about right, but yeah, Kawada's got very little to do with New Japan. Obviously, he was part of All Japan, and then he was like one of the only two guys that didn't leave to join Noah when Mass Exodus happened.
Right, but the ties are back to Sonata, Taichi.
To Taichi, yeah.
So I mean, and I think New Japan does a great job of giving us the history and telling the story. Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton do an unbelievable job on English commentary. Is it Wrestle Kingdom worthy?
Yes. Hell yes.
Well, that brings us back to the conversation we had last episode. We're back to one night. What makes the cut now? Like, we were like, never open weight title. We thought Hikuleo was going to beat Karl Anderson at Battle Autumn. and then maybe this is like a main event on the road to Wrestle Kingdom, a couple weeks beforehand. But now, if we're reading the tea leaves proper, or if we're being worked into reading the tea leaves proper, we would assume big, like, bright lights. This is a Wrestle Kingdom match. So,
one thing I've been wondering: do you think Muto is going to be on the Wrestle Kingdom card? He's retiring. He's doing his retirement. Like, they're doing a show in the Tokyo Dome based on his retirement, all through Pro Wrestling Noah, of course.
right.
Tanahashi, Makabe, and Honma are teaming up to take on a Muto Noah team in a couple of days. I think maybe Sunday. Yeah, so like Tanahashi's going to be in a Noah ring again, which is incredibly cool. But yeah, do you think New Japan have a match involved with Muto at Wrestle Kingdom?
Man, do you give him a spot in the Rumble on the pre-show?
I mean, yeah, that could totally be done if they even do the Rumble, because it's one night, and they've done the KOPW shit before. They've done like Never Six Man, like Gauntlet and stuff like that. But I think he'd be more deserving of the pre-show Rumble is the only thing. Like, get him in a tag match of some kind. Liger had so many legends come back for his. I'm sure there'd be many that would jump at the opportunity to step in the ring with Muto one last time, with him or against him.
Yeah,
it's interesting because he's obviously Noah. He's been Noah for a few years now, and he's doing this big retirement tour with Noah that ends in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah. I was at that. I was at the Grand Slam when he came back for AEW, which was fucking awesome.
Fucking hell, man! His outfit that night was so cool.
That was super cool. That was a great surprise.
Man, I would have lost it. I don't. I've never seen Muto in person, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I think it's interesting. Obviously, his legacy is mostly New Japan related. So whether he, considering he's retiring, and obviously New Japan is sending Tanahashi over to Noah because it is Keiji Muto of all people. Does Muto come back to a New Japan ring one final time? And if so, you got to think Wrestle Kingdom.
Do you do like Muta and Tanahashi in a tag team?
Yeah, that'd be a dream. Like Tanahashi, Muto had a hand in training Tanahashi as well, and like Tanahashi speaks very highly of like having to second Muto and stuff like that in the biography that Tanahashi does on the New Japan website that gets translated once a month. Yeah, no, they've got such a rich history together, and obviously there was like a big passing of the torch moment at Wrestle Kingdom when Tanahashi beat Muto and everything, and then it led into Tanahashi eventually passing the torch to Okada and so on.
Look, I would love to see it. I just don't know, where it fits, where, how much.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom's going to be super interesting.
How much
because there is so much.
Yeah. Look, I think we talked about it on the Shining Wizards Monday. Like the Never Openweight Championship. It's kind of on par with the US title in terms of like, no one ever has successful defenses, and it's like a hot potato. We went down the list. It's like no defense, no defense, no defense, no defense.
It's really fell off the past like year or two, the Never title. It really has, hasn't it? Like, I'm trying to think in my head like where it kind of fell off a cliff, but certainly, it kind of, when Tanahashi won it kind of definitely changed the vibe of it, because obviously Tanahashi's not that Hoss fighter that we grew accustomed to it. Like the Makabe and Ishii started having these wars, and then Ishii and Shibata started having these wars, and even Evil was involved in them wars as well. Like back when he was part of LOJ, he'd have amazing matches with Shibata over the title. But they really cemented it as this just the hard as fuck category. And then Shingo and Suzuki battled over it and stuff like that. And then I feel like Tanahashi got involved, and I love Tanahashi, but it's not the belt for him. Jay White as well. Jay White won it, and that's not a title that suits Jay White.
No, it seems like from go, and look, it's only been around since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you look back, it's like Makabe, no defenses. He had to vacate it because he had influenza. Big Tom beats Honma for it, but then he has no defenses. And then we go a couple. Nagata wins it, no defenses. Then Evil wins it, no defenses. Shibata wins it again, no defenses. Michael Elgin, no defenses. Taichi, Goto, Ibushi, that's all in a row, no defenses. It's like
That's a lot of no defenses. I did not realize it was that bad.
either if you look through the
Jesus.
the most defenses, Suzuki April, excuse me, Suzuki 2017 had 4. Big Tom in 2014 had 4, and Masato Tanaka, the first ever champion, defended it 4 times.
Yeah, it is. You know what? It's not the type of title like that suits necessarily. You don't expect someone to hold on to that title for very long and get all these crazy reigns because that seldom happens with like the mid card titles anyway. You kind of want that for your main title, like the Okada runs and Tanahashi runs and stuff like that. But it seems to be a problem the New Japan have had of recent years, right? Of just hot potatoing to an extent. Like the US title, Osprey's now trying to give it meaning, and no one's trying to do anything with a Never title because it's fucking in Karl Anderson's house.
I'm telling you, man, that's why the Tamatanga thing sticks in my craw.
You need someone really, don't you, to just fucking stick with it and make it. Like Shingo really saved the IWGP World Title last year with his run after it being cursed. They put it on him and he fucking ran with it. And he basically carried the company last year. Shingo, like the tag titles, no one gave a fuck for a long time, and Dangerous Tekkers came along, and it was suddenly very exciting. The Never title needs that person. It needs a savior almost.
Yeah, just to like some perspective here. Tomohiro Ishii has had 6 reigns.
Yeah, he's had the most reigns out of anyone.
6 defenses. That's crazy, man.
It's not good, is it?
It's not the best.
Oh, so half an hour ago. Sorry, I'm being banned by my phone. Tomohiro Ishii's coming back to Rev Pro. Yeah,
nice, good for you.
Speaking of the devil, more importantly, Zack Sabre Jr. is coming back for the first time since Valentine's Day 2020. It's very bizarre that I know that, but I have my reasons.
We all have our reasons. That's why we're like wrestling wrestling nerds, historians, whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been a quiet couple of weeks in New Japan since we recorded last.
Well, they've been doing the house shows. I know that this Never Openweight titles were defended successfully last night or this morning or whenever the fuck they did the show with the fucking House of Torture.
Yeah,
I know they won. But we're gonna get to Battle Autumn. They'll probably announce our World Tag League participants.
Hope so. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they don't. World Tag League kind of gets the short straw, doesn't it? And they're just like, yeah, we'll just put it up on the website and people can read this very long list. But hopefully, because it's now back to normal and it's not joined with Best of the Super Juniors and stuff, and it's and they're doing Super Junior Tag League as well, coinciding with it. Yeah, hopefully, it's always fun, right, to get the big announcements, the big video graphics, because then when the people pop up that you're not expecting, you're like, oh, that's so cool, instead of just reading a list and then it's like, oh yeah, they're there, cool. Like it's exciting to get a graphic.
Yeah, and I think they're still cleaning and they're sanitizing the ring in the middle of the show, so why not make it exciting for the fans, right?
The World Tag League begins November 21st, and yeah, so like 2 weeks after 2 weeks after Battle Autumn finale in Osaka. So yeah, hopefully they announce it then.
Do we where do you fall on this New Zealand New Japan show?
Yeah, I haven't been because I've not been paying the most attention to it. Like when the graphics have been announced in matches, like it's a lot of like Farley's Dojo guys going up against New Japan guys, isn't it? And it's a big deal because Farley's had his dojo over there for forever. Like they done the amazing documentary on New Japan World. It's definitely worth checking out. Like it's gonna. He's basically got his own Young Lions system over there, so we're gonna get like our first real taste of seeing lots of these guys. And there's no reason they're not going to be spectacular like the rest of the Young Lions. But again, it's the first. It's the first of something. They're making this big push into that area, I suppose, aren't they? I don't want to give it the wrong name. I can't even think of like what it's called, but
what's that? Like the event or New Zealand?
Like New Zealand, but like that area of the world has a name. I feel like.
Does it?
And yeah, maybe I'm sure I've seen it in their announcements and stuff. But yeah, it's very cool, and obviously, the more New Japan across the world, the better.
Australasia.
That sounds maybe right. Yes.
It's New Zealand together with Australia is a part of a region known as Australasia.
Yeah. That I hope that's right. Maybe I don't know.
I googled it, dude.
but yeah, it's like it's New Japan guys versus the dojo guys. So you know, you got the guys you know against, and you get
Well, I
to see
mean,
some new faces.
what do we got? Kenta against Andrew Villalobos. Ishimori Bad Luck Fale against Aaron Solo, who we know from AEW, and Tony Kazina, who I know he did some stuff with Ring of Honor back in the day.
There's also Jeff Cobb versus Michael Richards, who was I think he was in a Young Lion Cup a few years ago, many years ago. Like when they've only really done one Young Lion Cup in the past few years, so it must have been the one with the Carl Fredericks one. And he's against Jeff Cobb, and that's in a singles match. So you know they're obviously expecting big things from this guy.
Yeah, he was in the 12th Young Lions Cup League in 2019.
Yeah, which was kind of like the last hurrah for that class, because then Shoto went to the UK, Ren Narita Ashibata to go to the LA dojo, and then Tsuji and Yuya Uemura hung around because they were still newer Young Lions. But yeah, no, it's cool. You know, I don't know if is it being aired or is it on Fight? Is it on New Japan World? I don't know, but
doesn't say. It doesn't say here on NJPW 1972.
But you know, it's cool for there's obviously fans in New Zealand, you know, that haven't had a show. I don't know if they've ever had a show. If not, they've certainly not had one because of the pandemic. So
well, they did New Japan Southern Showdown in Melbourne in 2019.
Yeah, I mean Melbourne, but that's Australia. It's a different country, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's the same idea, right?
Yeah.
Bringing New Japan over there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, I'll be happy when they're back to London. Selfishly, obviously,
right?
But hey, at least I'm getting Ishii at Rev Pro.
There you go. I'm getting nothing. I'm getting full gear.
You get full gear. That's a big deal, man.
Full gear.
New Japan guys showing up on AEW cards, pay-per-views all the time.
Maybe. No complaints from me, man. Look, it's the last busy weekend of the year for me in the food truck industry. I got to make that Skrilla, son.
Go out with a bang.
Something like that.
No better way to end it than full gear, man.
I guess. No, there's definitely, like a New Japan show would be nice, if I didn't have to work this weekend.
I was about to say, yeah, you've got shows, you just can't make it, unfortunately, man. But yeah, no, it's
the last busy weekend for me, man.
I know. But yeah, like I said, it's been a quiet couple of weeks for New Japan because they're working their way through this TV tournament, building up to the big end of the tour in Osaka. But we wanted to make a conscious effort to try and get this shit running consistently every 2 weeks, even if we have nothing to talk about. We'll still be rocking up.
Yeah, I think we did a good job. Look, it's you gotta, for those who aren't watching New Japan on the regular, like this is a perfect time for you to jump in on this show, the Bread Club on Fightful Overbooked, FightfulOverbooked.com. Get your feet wet. I think me and Ciaran do a fantastic job of kind of catching you up on the players and what's important. And now's a great time. If you were gearing up for Wrestle Kingdom, like this is the perfect time to jump in. Battle Autumn is going to be a great appetizer. And it's going to lead you right into the World Tag League and the Junior Tag League. And you're going to get to know a lot of the players going into Wrestle Kingdom, and we'll see how the card unfolds. So
have you, because the last time we recorded, it wasn't on New Japan World, and it took horribly long, but Royal Quest is now on New Japan World. Have you checked it out, or are you not bothered on because of the fact it's like 3 weeks late?
I only watched the tag match.
Okay, cool. That's fair. What did you think?
Unbelievable. It is. I think it's, if you're a wrestler or a wrestling fan that enjoys like tag team wrestling, like go out of your way. Like no fucking weird tribalism. I don't only watch the WWE or only watch AEW. Like, stop. Just watch fucking good wrestling. Like it's unbelievable.
I probably won't rewatch it To be honest, I don't rewatch much wrestling that often. I skipped through to try spot myself, obviously.
What a fucking mark.
I rewatched a couple of matches, like I rewatched Gabriel Kidd versus Dan Maloney and stuff. But yeah, it's cool to, because the hype was so much before the match, and then the match happened, and everyone that's there live has bigged it up to the extreme. And then unfortunately, it took like 2 weeks for it to be uploaded. So the fear is by the time it gets uploaded, that people kind of have moved on to the next big thing in wrestling, that they don't give a shit. The hype has died down, and most people know the result now as well. It's not as exciting as watching it live, whether you're there in person or you're streaming it.
I thought New Japan and Kevin Kelly and Dax and Cash did and the Aussie Open guys on social media, like when the news came out that this was going to drop, like I thought they did a great job promoting it. It was all over my timeline and the Wizards timeline, and I think they generated a good buzz. I think a lot of people were excited for the match regardless of knowing the outcome.
Yeah, the wrestlers themselves promoted the hell out of it, and that's just because they were seemingly, it was like they were so up for it, and they were just all so excited, and they knew they had something special beforehand, and then they got a reaction from the crowd and the reaction online afterwards that just cemented everything they knew. So yeah, they were promoting the hell out of it on social media, weren't they?
Yeah, Will Ospreay is like the biggest cheerleader for Aussie Open, and it's such a great thing. He's such, I know he's a prick, that's his character, but man, he is like online. He is so fucking genuine and nice when promoting Aussie Open and Francisco and TJP, and he just doesn't. It's great. It's great. Yes, he has those dick posts where he's like, top wrestler in the world, and he shows like a graph with all like his top five. You know what? He's allowed to do that because he didn't rank himself the top wrestler in the world. Some wrestling journalist did, but he's great. He's their biggest cheerleader, and you love to see the guys supporting each other. It's great.
Yeah, I see him so obviously that happened on the Saturday night, and on the Sunday morning, as I'm heading into the venue, I saw Will Ospreay and we had a quick chat. And he was like, "What did you think of the match last night?" and everything. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, he's like, best fucking match I've ever seen. Like, he was just over the moon. Like, he must be. We've probably spoken about before. Aussie Open were definitely meant to be in New Japan years ago, and just everything was against them. And when I interviewed Will Ospreay as well, he was like, I was like, I've been waiting for them to go to Japan for so fucking long. And he was like, you and me both, man. Like, he's obviously been trying to pull that trigger for him by himself for so fucking long. Like, I'm so excited for them to finally, this Battle Autumn show as well, the fact that they're on the card, they're finally going to be in Japan after 3 years, probably later than they should have been. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah,
and it got the big old 5 stars
from Uncle Dave.
Mm-hmm.
That's
one and only.
Casually having conversations with Will Ospreay.
It was only for like a minute. Like,
it's one more minute than I've talked to him.
It was just lucky timing that he happened to be there as I was walking past. So
rubbing shoulders with Jay White, just fucking rubbing it in my face, Ciaran.
Look, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just they love me. They love
me. Yeah. Look, you're a lovable feller. You got that British charm, not like this rude American over here.
I booked my Rev Pro tickets today on the back of Zack Sabre Jr. coming back. My fiance loves Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, did you buy the tickets from Zack Sabre Jr. too?
I wish.
Question:
saved me £60.
I don't know. Let's do this. Don't tell me.
The conversion rate is horrible. It's going to be like $65.
67.72.
Yeah,
to be precise.
I mean, I don't get like great seats because it's York Hall and you're kind of on top of it. And I've been going there since like 2014, 2015. So I can know where to pick my seats and stuff.
Yeah. I'm not judging. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, I think like front row is like maybe £50 or £60, and we're in like row 4 or 5 or something like that.
What's up, Nelly? What are you doing? Say hi to Ciaran. Go ahead. Go on. Say
Rich.
Put your little ears up.
She really should be part of the logo, shouldn't she?
Oh, little Nelly. No, she shouldn't. She's usually pretty good. She hasn't been up here in a while. I'm just gonna throw this out here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Naito. Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Mum's been the word. What's up with Kota Ibushi?
You know what? When was it? After a match, I was like, I wonder if Ibushi might come out now. I was like, I'm not sure if maybe it was when Jay White beat Tamatonga or something. There was just a moment where that you knew someone was obviously going to come out, and I was like, I wonder if this could be Ibushi. But yeah, you're right. Like he's still posting on social media and stuff. Like there's pictures of him other people he's working out with are posting pictures of Ibushi. Like he's still clearly being fit and doing everything he always does. But yeah, no, I thought maybe the end of Wrestle Kingdom, like whoever, you kind of got to think Okada's winning that match. I hate to
No,
say
I
but
am with you. I unfortunately feel the same way.
yeah, but like, if they want to go the route of someone coming out at the end of Wrestle Kingdom to challenge, which I'm personally not a fan of, like just end your biggest show of the year clean.
Right.
But yeah, if there was a moment for Ibushi to come back and it would be against Okada, and Okada said he's got a title shot waiting for him because of the G1 and how that finished and everything, that'd be a big fucking moment for Ibushi to come back. But yeah, like, is he even gonna come back? Like,
Right. No, it's still up in the air. But I also think like Battle Autumn, either of those guys,
yeah,
comes out to the front to winner to set up his big return at Wrestle Kingdom.
his history of Naito is huge. Obviously, like the main event of Wrestle Kingdom against each other. More so Naito and Ibushi than Ibushi Osprey. But yeah, I mean it's potentially like this show and then wherever they're doing the World Tag League Finals will be their two big shows to set storylines in motion for Wrestle Kingdom now. So yeah, it's not impossible, but it's kind of, he has, not in a mean way, but he has kind of been forgotten about in the sense that he's kind of out of sight, out of mind now.
Yeah, which might be
It makes the return so much better.
Oh my god, what a band! It'd be huge. It'd be like Teton joining Lij.
And then like his music is cool as well because it does that little, like, it starts off slow and then it goes, oh whoa, and the crowd will lose their shit. They ain't gonna care if they're allowed to cheer or not.
Yeah, and look, Naito's the best with his facials. So if he's the fucking winner and that happens, he'll have some fucking cat who just ate the canary smirk on his face.
Yes, it will be amazing.
Great, it'll be great.
You're getting my hopes up and the hopes of all of the Bread Club watchers now, Matt.
I mean, look, like you said, he's been out of sight, out of mind. Like Wrestle Kingdom's the biggest show of the year, right?
Yeah,
and Ibushi, at the end of the day, is he should be one of the biggest superstars in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And he definitely was on his way there before all this shenanigans.
He was, yeah.
So, like, what better place than to have him have his first match back than at Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, no, I like it as well. And then it kind of just makes the US title get the old Intercontinental vibes because that's very much an Intercontinental match, and it would have been the second from top, Ibushi versus Nakamura and stuff like that, and Jericho versus Naito. It very much would fit the mold of the Intercontinental title.
I would not be against it.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing.
I'll tell you, it's funny. Before we wrap this up, I know we didn't have a ton to talk about. You bring up the Intercontinental title. We do a segment on the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast called Down the Aisle, where we will randomly pick a show and just go through the card and then see where that takes us.
Right, cool.
So we do something with our Patreon supporters where if you're at a certain level, you're in a drawing every month. We pick a winner, and that winner gets to be part of the show. Whether it's sitting in an interview or play one of our games or whatever. So they picked to do it Down the Aisle, and it was the Jersey All Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling joint show that took place where they had the first round of the IWGP Intercontinental Tournament.
Wow.
Here in New Jersey, like 25 minutes from where I live, and it was like 12 years ago. It was just before we started doing the podcast, and I'd been out of wrestling for so long, and we went back and we looked over the card, and I was like, I can't believe this was fucking 25 minutes from my house. I think
I'm just looking now. So round one, MVP versus Okada, Josh Daniels versus Tetsuya Naito, Dan Maff versus Toriano, Hideo Saito versus Yujiro Takahashi.
And I think Devitt and Taguchi wrestled like Low Key and somebody else in a tag match too.
Wow.
It was instant. Kenny Omega, Low Key was a match because they did like Jersey, New York, Philadelphia. It was like a week of it was a bonkers fucking show.
It's so cool to look back at stuff like that because you're like, imagine that show today that sells out. That sells so many tickets so fast, and back then it's taken for granted. It's always the way, isn't it?
Oh, it sickens me.
I know what you mean, man. I know. I've looked back at shows I've missed and stuff like that, or just stumbled across. I'll see like a show that Rev Pro have done, and it was in like front of 200 people, and it's got like half of the New Japan roster on it, and it's because we was taking it for granted before the pandemic because they was here all the time. Yeah. And now I'm like, you had like El Fantasma versus Will Ospreay like in the middle of the card because it wasn't even a main event yet, even though they're still fucking killing it.
Yeah, here were the other matches on the card. Homicide and Low Key against Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask. Kojima versus Kenny Omega. Apollo 55 and Bad Intentions against Chaos, Davey Richards, Jado, Gato, and Nakamura.
That Bad Intentions and Apollo 55 team rules.
And the last match was Charlie Haas and Rhino against Tanahashi and Makabe.
Fucking Charlie Haas and Rhino. Jesus Christ. Wow. That was we need some WWE names on this card to try to sell tickets to these US guys.
I guess according to the Wikipedia page, there are 1,800 people are in the house for this. So
it's a good card. That's a good showing.
Yeah, it was a kick in the tits, man.
Rhino's a draw.
Right down the road. And I was who knows what I was doing. I wasn't at this show though.
No, I mean we all missed the Intercontinental title desperately.
Yes, please, Okada, bring it back.
Okada don't give a shit about the Intercontinental title. He never held that sucker.
But he, the lineage. Bring it back, Okada. Use your fucking...
Use your superpowers.
Yeah, use your fucking pole, bro.
Oh dear.
Well, this has been a blast. Battle Autumn, November 5th, and we'll be back right after that to cover
the day after probably. It's on a Sunday, isn't it? Is it a Saturday or a Sunday? November 20th. November 5th, even.
November 5th is a
Saturday.
So we'll be back on the 7th, which is the Monday.
And we'll be back on the Monday talking. Yeah. So there'll be lots of exciting stuff to talk about then.
Oh, I hope so, man. I hope so.
And we'll be talking about how Karl Anderson no-showed WWE in Saudi Arabia, and he turned down all that money because he's in love with Japanese pro wrestling. He's just the beating heart of New Japan.
So that's what you're going with. He's not. you're going with he's not showing up.
I'm saying he's not showing up in Saudi Arabia. I'm joking. He's going to turn down that truckload of money and say no, he can't do it in good faith. He's got to be good to New Japan.
Yeah, I would like that. They could also work it into an angle, man. Have the Judgment Night beat him up or whatever the fuck they're called. Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, yeah.
Beat him up. Someone changed his airline ticket. Something goofy.
He thinks he's getting on a plane to Saudi Arabia and he ends up in Osaka.
Yeah, joke's on him. And Finn Balor.
Hikare's waiting at the airport.
There you go. I just wrote it for you. Triple H. Finn Balor books Karl Anderson's flight. Karl ends up in Osaka as a favor to Hikuleo and the Bullet Club.
Hikaru is waiting at the airport, throws Karl Anderson into a car, beats him up all the way to the venue.
Too sweet, baby.
Book it. We got to get hold of Gato. This is money.
Yeah, let's get his number. Work on it, Ciaran. Use your magical fingers on the interwebs.
At Gato. Do you think that's his Twitter handle?
Is it all in Japanese though?
He definitely doesn't have Twitter.
I want to learn how to read Japanese.
Oh hell yeah, man! It'd make in watching Japanese pro wrestling so much more enjoyable.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe not reading, but understanding.
I mean, you've done 9 shows with me. You think I am bright enough to pick up another language?
Well, we'll work. We'll start with the Stardom roster, and then we'll work our way up.
Yes. Give me some Noah guys too. I've watched a little Noah.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I watched a bit of Noah this month as well.
I'll butcher
this is bread. I say this is bread club. Kojima's in fucking Noah.
Your new best friend. You got to get him on the show.
Breaking the bread apart. Oh, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know.
We'll send him all the. I'll send him all the bread, all the United States bread he wants.
Yeah. That's I'll try that DM, but I don't think I'll get very far.
I'll send him the yeast. I'll send him everything. He can make his own bread.
With just, I'm trying to just get him on literally just to wave at the camera and then he can go away.
Yeah, a running.
Literally. Maybe we can work on that one.
This is what we'll do, right? We'll do a round table. We'll get Gato. We'll get Kojima. We'll see what Mood is up to. Right? We'll see. Come on, Nelly. Get out of here.
Nelly will be part of it.
Nelly will be there. And then we'll just have like a round table discussion.
That's it. That's what everyone's got to look forward to for episode 10 of the Bread Club.
Yeah, we're gonna big time. Get Kevin Kelly. Kevin can be our liaison.
Kelly can be our host. Yeah.
Yes, it's great.
Yeah. Sorted. Episode 10 is gonna be a big one.
I'm booking it right now. I'm working on it at Jado on Twitter.
Well, that's the wrong one. You'll fucking get Tamatonga. You need Gato, not Jado.
I'll get them both.
They won't be happy with that. They hate each other.
That's great. Great.
They're trying to get each other through the screens. It'll make a good entertainment.
Yeah. It'll be entertaining. Yeah. Maybe we'll get to see what Hakushi's up to.
What the fuck's Hakushi?
Fuck, what's his Japanese wrestling name? I gotta look it up. Hold on. Buffering.
I'm like, Haku? You don't just mean Haku.
No, not Haku. Jinsei Shinzaki.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, okay. That was what he was called in WWE, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then he was tagging with Hayabusa against Rob Van Dam and Sabu.
Yeah.
We'll get them all. We'll do a big, we'll connect the dots. We'll get Dick to go.
There's gonna be so many little squares on the screen.
I can only fit 10, but it'll tell a great story. I'll lay out for it. I'll just take myself out and listen.
No, me and you gotta be front and center controlling this.
So I don't know if you can control Dick to go.
He'll somehow garrote you through the computer screen.
Don't touch me. Keep your fucking hands off me. Well, this has been an unbelievable chat and great time. Again, if you're looking to get into New Japan Pro Wrestling, all our episodes are in the archive over at Fightful Overbooked, FightfulOverbooked.com, and YouTube, Fightful Overbooked. You can just throw in Bread Club, Fightful Overbooked, and all of our episodes will pop up. This is a great place to start, though, because Battle Autumn, coming off of Declaration of Independence, whatever it was called.
Declaration of Power.
There you go. New Japan's on the upswing. We're on our way to Wrestle Kingdom. Ciaran is on social media at Ciaran RH93 on Twitter, and he's also doing Wrestlin at Wrestlin. The Noob Japan podcast is crushing it. It's a great way. If you're looking for more, you love the Bread Club, I need more of this. Go to Wrestlin at Wrestlin. Noob Japan podcast that Ciaran does is fantastic. I sat in on an episode and I did the Can-Am connection. No.
Express.
Fuck.
You were the expert. You were the enthusiast, and you can't even get the name right. Matt was done the Can-Am Express with me. We've done Antonio Inoki recently. I've just recorded one on Goshi Ozaki. Speaking of Noah, just search Wrestle In wherever you listen to your podcast.
Yeah, and I am a part of the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast at Wizards Podcast. We're live every Monday night on all forms of social media: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. At Wizards Podcast is our Twitter handle, and you could go to we have a link tree because we're fancy. I don't fucking know. You click the link tree and all the links come up, and you could just watch us. And we have a very interesting way of covering the world of professional wrestling. We usually have a guest every week. We have great interviews. November 21st, we celebrate 11 years as a podcast. So you could tune in for that because we have decided we've picked two of our closest friends and supporters, and they're going to put the show together for us. I want nothing to do with it. See what what kind of car crash that turns out to be. So check this out.
Did I hear as well when you're going to be updating your link tree for the 11th anniversary, and you're going to be adding OnlyFans to there as well?
I'm still working on it. I wasn't ready to announce that. We got feet pics. We got belly button pictures. We got pictures of me when I watch House of Torture matches, which are horrifying. And it's all going to be at the Shining Wizards OnlyFans. Check that out. Maybe I'm even shave my beard. Horrifying. My wife hates my face.
Yeah,
so
I feel
no beard will be no good.
No.
I got nothing else, Ciaran.
Neither do I.
You really crushed it with the OnlyFans.
It's a it's a quiet couple of weeks. But we're back. We're gonna be consistent. Even if there's nothing to talk about, the Bread Club's still gonna be here every other week.
Yeah.
And Matt's and the rest of the Shining Wizards lads at Wizards Podcast on Twitter, right?
Yeah, man.
At Wizards Podcast Twitter, will be opening that OnlyFans soon. So you will hear about that first on Bread Club.
Yes, definitely. Come here for the info, and then tune in for the OnlyFans stuff over at the Wizards Podcast.
It's been good. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to Narita versus Ishii Wednesday, a couple of days from now when we're recording. Cheering crowd 2 in Korakuen. It's going to be a hot one. And then most importantly, we've got Battle Autumn to look forward to. And then we're going to be back and we're going to have a lot to talk about because I'm sure there'll be lots of exciting twists and turns on the road to Wrestle Kingdom at that show.
Yeah, man. I'm super excited for it. Special thanks to Jeremy over at Fightful Overbooked for setting this up and giving us this platform. And hopefully you're enjoying everything that Fightful is doing. And please, if you're not, please subscribe. FightfulOverbooked.com, Fightful.com. And don't miss the Bread Club because this is going to be like every other week. We'll be up in your face with our bread.
That should be the finished tagline. That's it. We've got it. It took 9 episodes, but we've got the tagline.
Look, it's coming together, man. We got a logo. We had like a theme song for 1 week, and that got fucking. But there's more. But there's other theme songs I can find. I could just play like the generic StreamYard music to go out. What do you want, Ciaran? We got Feed the Ducks, Into Space, Night Driving.
I mean, ducks. People feed the ducks bread. That it works.
All right. I was like porn, dude.
It works with the OnlyFans too well.
This is Bread Club episode 9. Please follow, rate, review, subscribe on Fightful Overbooked. And we'll see you in a couple weeks to talk battle on.